Oh, what's up, guys? Today, we went to the movies. This is Ryan.
This is Albert.
This is Blood and Brews. We went and saw 2022's The Black Phone, starring Ethan Hawke,
My favorite actor.
Mason Thames, and Madeline McGraw.
And don't forget about Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. It's running 1 hour and 42 minutes. It's a horror/thriller, and yeah.
I'd say it was more of a thriller. There was like sprinkles of horror. More of a thriller.
Let me say this, though. This is the first movie that we've watched together doing Blood and Brews that Ryan actually jumped. And it made me start laughing so much. And it was great because it was in a movie theater. So it just was that much more like
I think that's what
funny
got me, yeah.
to me. It's a 70s style vibe. I mean, like right off the bat, the initial credits when you're going into the movie are just like flashes and scenes of different things, and then that music hits you and the score, and you're just like, oh shit. And I know he loves when I talk about the score, but it's like
score.
It sets that fucking feeling in your body. So it's basically we follow a 13-year-old boy as he goes through childhood life, and we're dealing with like at home like
his dad's child abuse. His dad's an alcoholic.
Yeah, so there's like that side of the horror story to it, and then you got this other side that's like a serial killer that's on the loose, and he's kidnapping children and killing them, and they're disappearing. And then you have this whole other side of the fucking movie that's like a ghost movie, and there's ghost kids communicating.
And his sister can like speak to the paranormal through her dreams.
And it sounds like there'd be too much going on, right? But the way that it flows throughout the film, I was actually pretty impressed.
It was very smooth.
To keep all those things in check and not have one like overpower the other. I liked it.
It flowed very well.
On the gore scale, what would you say that it was, Ryan?
I'm gonna say bloody. No. Bloodthirsty. It was bloodthirsty.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on that, bloodthirsty, because, I mean, there was some scenes where there was blood. I felt like they could have done a lot more. But yeah, my favorite scene's the one that you were talking about earlier with the dude getting hit in the back of the head with the axe. He's
like trying to tell the kid, he's like, hey, you wanna hear a story about how I found you? And he's like, no!
He gets fucking rocked in the back of the dome. It was great.
And then the axe was stuck in his head, too.
But the kid's performance throughout the movie, fucking amazing. I mean, you could tell, like, just the heartfelt feeling of the little sister.
Yeah.
As she's getting, like, abused by her dad. I mean, that was rough to watch.
I do think the dad's acting was probably the only shitty acting of the movie. I feel like he wasn't that great.
I didn't really want to say anything negative too early, but I agree with you. I actually agree with that. For some reason, he strikes me as like he'd be in a comedic role. So seeing him in like a serious movie with such a serious tone, it's just like, it kind of hit me wrong. So I agree with you there. Ethan Hawke was fucking amazing.
Phenomenal.
His like weird split personality shit that he was going through throughout the movie, and his masks seemed to interchange with his personalities, and him being this weird psycho killer pedophile. I don't even know what to say it was. It was just like all over the place. Sometimes he acted like really like what is it, feeble, but like just sensitive, and like he couldn't hurt a fly. And then there was other times where he was sitting like there without his shirt on, with that fucking in his lap, just that fucking face. But yeah, so I don't know. Ethan Hawke did a really, really amazing job. Like, he sold it for me. I thought that was a creepy ass character. His voice when he was telling a little kid, "I know you're awake," or "I know you're not sleeping," or some shit like that. That was fucking creepy.
And it's just impressive how well his acting was without being able to use facial expressions. It was all his voice and just how he was able to be very compelling what he was doing.
Well, yeah, because, like, again, you are seeing him through the mask most of the time.
Yeah.
There's a couple times when he has just the bottom half and just his eyes. It say so much when he's looking directly in the camera or looking at the other character or actor. And it's just, like, seeing his eyes all watered up and, like, just... It's just crazy how great of an acting job he did. So, yeah, for the most part, everybody was a really good actor. The dad did seem to be a little shitty.
Yeah, not so much. He didn't sell me as much.
But because those other actors were, like, around it carrying it, it was almost like it was easy to overlook that. For me, like, it was like, it didn't stop me.
Yeah, it was like, oh, he's an asshole piece of shit anyway, so we can just get past the dad part.
Yeah. What would you rate the movie 1 to 10?
I'd give it a 7.5. I would give it higher if it was a little bit more gory, but it was a phenomenal movie. So, how would you rate it? 1 to 10.
I would actually rate this movie probably between a 7 and an 8. So probably right where you're at, a 7.5. Just because, again, it was a really good fucking movie. Yeah. It took me out of, like, my zone, and it made me go on this ride that I wasn't even thinking I was going to go on. It was a lot different from what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a straight-up horror. We're going to see Ethan Hawke killing fucking people.
All the time.
It kind of wasn't that. It kind of, like, led you on this fucking thing.
Yes.
Which was cool. I appreciate that. I like not being able to fucking know what the hell, where we're going with it.
It wasn't a predictable movie, which is what I hate watching.
So, yeah. This is the portion where we talk about some facts you may not know about the film. Alright, first off, the whole look of the mask and the way that it was created, like the two halves and everything, that was all Tom Savini's creation, which I thought was pretty cool because, I mean, he's a legend throughout the horror community.
Wasn't that the
he's
guy
worked on so many movies.
That vampire movie we watched?
Yeah, but I mean, he's done a lot more than
I know
just...
that, but I remember hearing his name
from Dusk Till Dawn. He's done everything, but he was in Dusk Till Dawn as the dude with the whip and the fucking wiener fucking gun. So, alright.
The Black Phone is adapted from a horror story written by Joe Hill, the son of Stephen King. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, right? I mean, Stephen King's son is basically following in his footsteps and writing fucking stories that they're making movies off of, just like Stephen King did. That's pretty fucking cool. Number 3, this was Ethan Hawke's first time playing a horror villain in a film.
Yeah, usually he's the guy that's
He's the good guy away. Or like the guy that's like you're kind of rooting
Taking
for.
Lives?
He was in Sinister. Number 4.
The Black Phone is a sort of reunion for several people who were involved with the making of 2012 Sinister. Scott Derrickson, Robert Cargill, and Ethan Hawke.
They were all in the fucking they were all part of the Sinister movie. Plus, Blumhouse produced both of them. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. Knight's Beer, Infinite Pulp, is a hazy IPA. 7% alcohol by volume from Slice Brewing. I don't know. I liked this beer. It is a little bit lighter than normal that I usually drink with Ryan. You said you didn't really like it?
I didn't until this glass.
What was it about that glass?
I don't know. I think it just kind of came together a little bit more.
It's got Mosaic, Citra, and Nectaron hops in it. It says Nectaron. I don't know.
Nectaron.
So yeah. All right. Thank you for watching this episode
of Blood Brews.
We appreciate you guys watching and participating, and we have picked a winner to that other video's little thing. We asked you to recommend a beer. So, just so you know, we do have someone picked out. We will be messaging you on Instagram because that's the person who won is on Instagram. So, we'll shout you out in the next video probably. But again, thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and throw some comments.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for watching.